The following podcast has been rated Listener MA. It contains strong language, violence, adult situations, nudity. Listener discretion is advised.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Sportscast. I am your host. My name is Scotty Gurman, Scooter McGurman.
Fuck you, Scotty.
And
let's get over that, Scott.
And welcome to the Unfiltered Sportscast. I'd like to introduce my co-hosts. I've got first to my left the 1984 Kingman County T-Ball Defensive Player of the Year Award winner, Mr. Jeremy Joseph.
Hello, Scotty.
Hey, buddy. And then also the wreck, Mr. Derrick Alders.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, fuck you. Fuck you. Every time. You know I hate that.
I know.
Fucking hate
Yes,
that.
you shouldn't have told us.
Yeah, you don't tell us the things you hate.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm just going to get made fun of my entire life before that. You know that, right?
Yeah, I ran into a
Yeah,
guy that you knew since high school, and he said, I was like, "Do you got any dirt on Scotty?" And he's like, "We used to make fun of him a lot." I'm like, yeah. Well, nothing's changed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
He's the same guy.
Yep, same
I find
dude.
it strange that you think it's taunting and being made fun of that we would call you by an adult's name as opposed to the childish Scotty.
I don't know, man.
That's-
I've always just been...
I get it.
That's
I'm
ever
saying
since that.
grow the fuck up.
Ever since that guy in the van started calling him Scotty, he just stuck with it.
No, actually, truth be told, the reason why I was named Scotty and not Scott was because my middle initial is T, so it's actually Scott T.
Actually, it's Scott with 3 T's, which is super douchey.
I didn't think this could be any more of a douchebag story than when you started,
Sorry.
but
My
boy, you
bad.
took that in a whole new direction of douchedom.
Had a pretty good weekend though.
Did ya?
Yeah, I got to hang out with Scott T and his mom.
Oh, fuck.
And his stepdad, and that was, and my wife as well, and his wife was there, and where we were at, we were at a bar called out here on the east side of town, and they have like all sorts of different types of pizzas, and they have one that's huge, and it's called the Superdome, is the name of the pizza.
Okay.
And I'd mentioned to everybody sitting there, I said, "Wow, a Superdome sounds like the best head you could ever get." Like, if she gave me just Superdome. And then Scotty's mom goes, "It's really good."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she give a lot of Superdome?
No.
I don't know
I
the
bet she
deal.
does.
The bar was fairly loud, and so she didn't quite hear what Derek said. And so he just pointed up, and she heard him say Superdome. And right when Derek looked at me and said that, then that's when Mom just kind of chimed in and was just like, "Yeah, it's the best. It's awesome." And we're just kind of, me and Derek just start fucking losing our shit.
Yeah, sure. Let's blame that on the noise.
It was.
That's where Scotty's sister apparently gets her talent.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Anyways.
Back to the community jizz dumpster.
God damn it. How was your weekend or your week there, Jeremy?
Actually, really good.
Good.
I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
Now that I can officially make it, I had debated whether or not to even bring it up on the show because I don't want to sound, arrogant or elitist or anything. I understand that there's a lot of people out there much less fortunate than I am. I don't take this at all for granted. But this weekend, officially, my wife and I were approved for membership at Costco.
Oh, great.
Very elite
It's
club.
been a long time coming.
I've been turned down 3 times.
Sure. We 4.5 years we went without having that. According to them, it was because of lack of applications.
Oh.
I think it's because she's Asian myself.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll sell the shit
Yeah.
that the Asians make in there, but they don't like to let them in.
That's why we don't even invite her to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and in their defense, they are sneaky people. We all remember Pearl Harbor. They didn't announce that shit. It
Right.
just happened.
Yeah.
So, that's what we got going up for us. And and I don't want to sound better than anybody, but I'm a member now, so you fucking sit up straight when you talk to me.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I don't know. I didn't really have a whole lot going on. I got to hang out with you. That was fun. But other than that, Nothing. Just watch sports all week long. Yeah. We had a lot going on too. A lot of stuff went on that we're gonna go over. I'm gonna go over the NBA Finals. We had a boxing match that I really don't follow a whole lot of boxing, but that was pretty darn cool. I guess
Kind of makes you want to start, don't it?
Yeah, with you specifically.
Why, you saying you want to throw down, motherfucker?
Yeah, maybe. That and
I can get you like 600 boxing rings at a really good price at Costco.
Nice.
I'm not going to do it though because you're not members.
Right.
I spent $400 there that I wouldn't have spent otherwise, and somehow they convinced us we're saving money.
Yeah, well, when you buy in bulk, I guess.
No, just they have shit there that they don't have other places.
Oh, okay.
Better things.
Yeah,
for-
like 10-gallon
for better
drums of
people.
mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's gonna go bad.
Right.
But I can throw it out. I can afford to. I'm a member.
There you go. Let's see. We got some NCAA basketball news. We've got some MLB news. Hey, buddy. Cardinals swept the Cubs. What do you think about that, man?
Last I looked, I was just watching the standings and not the score.
Yeah, but you know, you're on a losing streak and we're on a winning streak. That's what matters.
No, we won
you
yesterday.
won
8-1.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
we
You
play
mean
the
they
Reds.
have winning streaks?
Yeah.
How does that work? I've never seen one.
Well,
You saw
With a
one
team.
back in 16.
Well, yes.
Or
sure.
15. 15. Yeah.
the Royals aren't the worst team in Major League Baseball.
No, they're the third worst.
Right. So draft picks are going to be
Yeah,
your
they're
thing.
the third worst. Like Scotty's the third worst, third best on the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
This guy's the third best on the
Y'all
show.
are fucking assholes. Anyways, so yeah, that was actually the highlight of my week. I got to actually go down and see Derrick at work watching the Cardinals and Cubs play while he was at work, and the Cardinals won all 3 games. It was
It
great.
was a rain delay the whole time you were there.
Yeah,
You
but
didn't watch the game
I
at
came
all.
home, but I sent you a text message, and it's the exact same text message that you sent me when previously this season, the Cubs swept the Cardinals, and you sent me a text message, and I was kind enough to at least respond. I sent you the same text message, and you sent nothing back for 2 fucking days.
I'm going to be honest with you. Talking about text messages is great radio. This is
Sorry.
entertaining shit.
All right, that's
Yeah,
my
This
bad.
is
That's my
no.
bad.
Tell us more about text messages.
No.
Yeah, do you pay
apparently-
by the text,
Yeah, you
or
pay
is it-
by the text too, don't you, Derek?
I sure do. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the only way to do it.
Right. But anyways, yeah. So I wanted to at least start off. I want to start off with the NBA Finals because I'm fucking pumped. I'm excited right now. It's 1-1, not that big of a deal. I was really hoping the Raptors were going to take 2 at home, but
They had a chance.
They did have a chance, but fucking Nick Nurse needs to be taken, strangled, and beaten, and thrown in the garbage.
Yeah, I mean, who has a last name like Nurse?
Yes. I mean,
My mom was a nurse, and I don't care for it.
Yeah.
listen, and I still have the Warriors in 6. Okay, that's what I think's going to happen if
I
I'm
got
a
'em
betting
in
person.
5.
You got them in 5, and you're looking pretty good right now. Until I give you some statistics, and yes, I'm a diehard Wichita State fan, but
They're not in it.
I know, but there's a huge following around Wichita, and there's Facebook pages and stuff like that. The Shocker Faithful is one that I like to look at a lot, and we're getting a lot of love from. But Fred VanVleet has basically held Steph Curry these last 2 games to 10 fucking points.
Van Vliet or Van Fleet?
VanVleet.
Because I've heard the announcer call him other.
Don't know how to pronounce his fucking name. Still, he's got a logo and everything, and it's a FVV, and they still call him Fred VanVleet. It drives me nuts.
He doesn't look
Regardless.
like Van anything.
He doesn't look like a fleet of vans at all.
No, I always say we're a fleet of VanVleet fans. Say that 5 times fast, fuckers.
No, that's nobody wants to hear that. Otherwise, I would.
Okay.
I'd rather say 5 times fast fuckers, 5 times fast.
Yeah, okay. That's probably a little bit easier.
Whatever kills time, honestly, because we got nothing
Yeah.
for this episode.
51 minutes to go.
We got plenty.
Now, this is actually kind of playing out the way that I thought that it would. I actually was thinking Raptors would come out and win game 1 just because they would come out pumped up and Golden State would take them a little bit lightly. Then I have Golden State winning the next 3. Toronto is going to get desperate facing elimination. They're going to play real fucking hard for
the
a
next
game. Well, yeah.
Right. I know what you meant. Sure.
They're going to win
Wait, so
3 in a
game
row.
1.
Then the Raptors are going to win 1 on the brink of elimination, but they're going to gas themselves out.
See, and I've got a little bit of hope. Again, I'm betting the Warriors in 6. However, Did you watch the end of game 2 at all? Did any of you guys actually get to see what actually happened? Which Nick Nurse, I got to give him credit for that. They started running a box and one on Steph Curry. They put Fred VanVleet and just glued him to Steph Curry. And that's pretty much every single time that Fred VanVleet is defending Steph Curry, his forehead is in his goddamn chest. He's not letting him get anywhere. And that's why Steph is having the games that he's having. Now, granted, Steph is still scoring. Game 1, he scored 34 points. Game 2, he scored, I think it was 23, something like that. But game 1, he also went to the free throw line. He was 14 for 16 in free throw line. Second game, I'm sorry, but Danny Green can't hold him. He just can't hold him. He cannot guard Steph Curry, and a lot of people can't. But there's something about Fred that it's putting him out of rhythm.
Well, VanVleet's coming off the bench, and he knows he's not going to be in for real long periods of time, so he knows he can go as hard as he wants, because he's going to get a breath.
Not really.
Not going to be in foul trouble as bad either.
He actually is. He is actually playing the third most minutes of anybody else that is on the Toronto roster.
Yeah, if you figure it mathematically.
I'm just saying. The thing that pisses me off, though, is that Nick Nurse is not putting him in at the start of the third fucking quarter, which guess what Golden State does every fucking game? They go into halftime down by 8 or 10 or whatever, come out the third quarter and fucking go on a run. And that's exactly what they did game 2. They went on a 18-0 run at the start of the third quarter. That was the change of the game. That's when Curry scored most of his points. That's when Danny Green was guarding him, and there's your game right there. Period. And I'm frustrated because how do you not put your best defender on their best player, especially if they're the same position? They're both point guards.
I think Golden State's got enough weapons that even if you shut down their best player...
Not right now.
Not
right now.
Not in the first game when they were pumped up. Game 2, they did. I mean, somebody's going to... They got somebody who's going to step up.
I'm sure they did. And I just... There's some level of hope if Toronto wins game 3.
Toronto is putting up a better fight than I ever thought they would so far.
Sure. But
and in fact, at times they've looked like the better team. I've actually watched both of these parts of both of these games, and I thought that they looked like the better team. Almost like Golden State is a little too relaxed.
Yeah.
They've been there. They know that it's not an elimination situation. I think they don't want to blow their fucking wad too early and gas themselves out.
Well, they hit the lottery winning game 2. They really did. I mean, the fact of the matter is, too, is that how many wide open threes did, Fred missed a couple, Lowry missed a couple. Kawhi just is not having a good series at all, in my opinion. I mean, they've double teaming him off of everything.
It's pretty obvious Golden State has made it their game plan that they are not going to let Kawhi Leonard beat them.
Right. And that's it. So you have to have
not a bad game plan.
It's not.
No.
So you have to have players that step up, like Fred, which Fred, in my opinion, is doing an excellent job. But it's the players like Danny Green that's not doing a whole hell of a lot. Kyle Lowry's, he's doing okay. But the wide open threes from some of the other guys, I'm kind of sour with Danny Green. You had Lowry go into foul trouble in the second in game 2, and he scored 8 points the entire game. It's just the opportunities for the Raptors are there, and so I don't think it's just going to be a clean sweep from here on out. I think Toronto picks one up in Golden State. Hell, it may even be maybe Wednesday's game, because if they come out and they're running that box and one that they started to do, there's a possibility. But it's the first game at Golden State, so that's kind of where it's like, well, we'll see how it did. But I tell you one thing: if Fred VanVleet isn't on the floor at the beginning of the third quarter, then the Raptors lose.
I don't think Golden State's losing at home
at all. I say they lose one, whether it's tomorrow or whether it's Wednesday or if it's game 4, they're losing one.
Oh, and let me just state for the record, it has nothing to do with any of this going on. I don't like the boxing one.
Why?
It's zone defense.
It is a zone defense.
And zone defense is not supposed to be allowed in the NBA. I realize you got the one guy who's guarding man on man, so they consider it man defense,
right.
But it's zone defense. Mm-hmm. And in the NBA, you should be better than that.
Well, I agree with you, but if they're not breaking any rules...
No, they're not breaking the rules. I'm not accusing anybody of cheating. I'm saying I don't like the rule.
Okay. Well, I'm optimistic. I can't stress this enough. I'm not saying the Raptors are going to win the whole damn thing. I'm saying there's a better chance than a lot of people give them credit for, is basically all I'm saying. There's a whole bunch of Toronto fans in Kansas right now because of one guy. And
Drake.
No. That is not the answer.
No, it is. Actually, it's Drake.
No. First of all, Drake went into game 1, the game that Toronto won, and wore a Curry jersey, but that was Steph Curry's dad. It was his jersey.
Dell, yeah.
And they won. But then he comes out and wears just a Toronto Raptors that doesn't have the Curry name on it, and they lose.
Well, I don't think anybody outside of the Oakland area, which is where Golden State plays now, right?
Yeah.
Because they were out of San Francisco and then moved across the bay. Now they're in Oakland.
It could have been flip-flopped. I can't remember. But
with the exception of the Oakland area and maybe Milwaukee, I don't think anybody none of the fans are rooting against Toronto.
no, there's actually a map.
Yeah, it's. I think people don't always like dynasties, except for the hometown fans.
Out of the 50 states that polled whether or not they're rooting for the Raptors or the Warriors, there are only 2 states that picked the Warriors: California and Nevada. The rest, Toronto.
I'm surprised Wisconsin didn't.
Really?
Just because
they got beat?
series, yeah.
You kind of want to look better.
Seemed to be a lot of sour grapes, though.
Yeah. Well, Giannis just got up and walked out of a fucking press conference, so he was kind of being a little bitch. But
Yeah, we talked about it.
I know. But anyways, I'm excited, but the curveball that comes into play, and the reason why I say that if the Raptors do not win game,
Scotty, this is basketball, not baseball. They don't throw curveballs.
right?
Do they get fisted?
Maybe.
I bet they did. I wonder if that's what happened to Giannis. I wonder if that's why he got up from that press conference.
Yep,
That's
that's
actually
actually
what-
I
what
bet
it
you
was.
somebody tried to fist him.
Yeah, it's called the
that's like-
boxing one. Actually, it's the one in box.
I don't even know why that's funny, but it sure as fuck is.
It's the one in box.
The 5 in the box.
It was 5-on-5. Now it's just one. Just one in the box.
Yeah.
Anyway, the only reason why I say that they need to win game 3 is because most likely Durant is coming back game 4 or game 5. And that is going to be an even bigger challenge. So you need to take advantage of the games you can win, or you have a better chance to win, because when KD comes back, unfortunately,
They're getting fisted.
Will he be rusty?
maybe
There could be a couple of games where,
there could be game rest on there.
but if he comes back and he's not rusty, I don't think they have to necessarily double team Kawhi Leonard anymore.
Well,
I
and you've
think
got Klay
Durant
Thompson.
can shut him down.
Klay
Yeah.
Thompson's questionable for game 3 too.
Yeah, so that's one less weapon, but I don't know, Iguodala and you got
so fucking
Green.
deep.
They're so fucking deep that it's a challenge. Whoever's out on the court. So, like I said, you have to take advantage of the games that you have a better chance to win. When the fact is, with KD on the bench right now, take advantage of it.
And I really haven't paid a whole lot of attention to NBA up until this finals, series.
Yeah.
So I hadn't really taken the chance to notice, but Golden State is very well coached.
Sure.
I mean, they're
Steve Kerr.
They just seem to really be fundamentally sound, and they don't make a lot of mental mistakes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of forced mistakes,
Sure.
but they seem to be a pretty damn smart team, top to bottom.
Sure.
And that's really a tribute, I think, to coaching.
Yeah.
They're prepared.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Kerr's a great coach. I think he also has a team full of superstars as well. but-
Croatian, though.
well,
We could all do without that.
yeah. No. But yeah. Anyways, so I'm taking. So who do you got for? Just for the record, what do you got going? I say I've got Golden State winning Wednesday night, and then in Game 4 I've got Toronto.
I got Golden State next two, and then Toronto
Okay,
came after.
and you got Golden State next 2.
Next 3. I
Next
got 'em out.
3?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. God, I hope not. I
we-
want 7.
Are we going for the Linsky here
What do you mean?
on calling this? The shot caller?
I don't know. Do we want to do that, Derek?
It didn't work with
Nah.
the microphone.
Yeah, the microphones fuck with the reception for that
Fucking
remote.
Linsky.
Yeah,
Fuck
the
that
Litsky. Yeah, I don't know. We might. I have a ongoing thing with David Rickles. The first bet that I lose, I have to get into and spar with David Rickles. God, he'd kick the shit out of me, like so
Are
bad.
you talking about the Chuck Norris wannabe? Fuck, that was came here on the show. Yeah, I was all prepared, hoping he'd call me a hockey puck, and never did.
Yeah,
motherfucker, I'm still pissed.
No, but yeah, I don't want to do that bet right now.
Dave, if you're listening, Jeremy sleeps with those nunchucks every night.
Yeah, right up front.
And that's he's being nice. I fuck him.
God.
Or more to the point, they fuck me.
Right.
I'm the woman in that scenario, by the way. Ugh. And in case anybody couldn't, I'm talking about I'd put him in my ass.
One in the stink and one in the stink.
Yeah. I get double fisted by nunchucks.
That's so fucking terrible. Oh God. Anyways, so kind of smaller stuff to talk about after we get out of the NBA. Let's go into the NCAA basketball. We have the NCAA basketball. We've got a new Michigan coach, Michigan University.
Yeah, Juwan Howard.
Juwan Howard. What do you think about that? I know we talked a little bit about players being coaches last time, which we're going to touch on how we did as far as predicting goes, but what do you think of Juwan Howard being a coach for Michigan? Good move, bad move?
Oh, boy. It could turn out to be really good. I think he was a really smart player. He did well in the NBA, brings a lot of credibility with him. But this is his first head coaching job, right?
I believe so.
Going back to your alma mater where you are a fucking legend on the most legendary team in school history.
Fab Five.
He was number 3 on that team, maybe even number 2 on that team. Boy, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself.
Yeah.
You can really hurt your reputation.
Sure can.
But I mean, and it's not like Michigan's hurting for selling tickets,
right?
And shit.
They've got a great program already. He's walking into a decent situation.
Yeah. If I was him, I think I would have gone to a smaller school where there wasn't so much pressure, not so much pressure to succeed, and then seeing how I could do it. Because it doesn't know what he's quite getting himself into for sure. I think he has an idea, but it's one of those jobs until you've done it, you can't fully know what to expect.
Right.
He doesn't know what his coaching style is yet. I mean, He thinks he knows, but he doesn't fully know. I would have, maybe even junior college, fucking sold out of junior college, helped them sell tickets for a couple of years, and then, when whoever they appointed as the interim head coach until he could step up. But, this very well could turn out to be absolute gold. He learned from a really good coach when he played there too. So
he was an assistant coach for the Heat for the last 6 years.
Okay.
First head coaching job.
It's his first head coaching, but he was an assistant. And he's going to have all the help in the world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I guarantee
recruiting's not going to be a problem.
Recruiting's not going to be a problem, and former head coaches, his former head coach, there are plenty of people that he can talk to for help if he needs it. I think he'll be fine.
I just have my holdback is I wouldn't be near as worried for him going straight to the NBA as I am him going into college. And my reasoning is this. You have one coach right now that was an excellent superstar in the pros that I think right now is doing a pretty decent job at a university, and that's Penny Hardaway. He's one that he's doing great on recruiting, and he did decent last year with Memphis. But you also have situations like Chris Mullins going to St. John's, that was just a total failure. And you also have Patrick Ewing that went to Georgetown, total failure. I think that there's a select few people that you can put in that particular situation that would be a success, and I just don't necessarily know if I have the confidence in him. First 3 years.
Penny Hardaway didn't play at Memphis, though, right?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he played at Memphis. I just wondered, is this his first year coach?
Was he a one and done?
Penny?
I thought this was his second
or a two and done, I guess.
Penny,
back then.
Penny Hardaway?
No, is this his first year or
second year?
Second
year. He's the whole reason why Wichita State had got a commitment and signed from Alex Lomax, and he was a 4-star point guard and best player in Memphis, Tennessee.
Penny mentored
but then
him.
Penny was his AAU coach and coached him since he was a kid. And Greg Marshall, being the total class act that he was, said, "You know what? I understand. If you want to go there, I'll release you. It's no big deal." And so he went and he played. And it was, that's a damn good pat on the back moment for Greg Marshall, because that's the correct thing to do, because for what it's worth, he could transfer the very next year and he could not want to be there and be poisoned. So, yeah.
And that is the thing, too. When you've been around NBA players for so long, NBA players come developed. They know how.
That's what I'm getting at.
When you go to the college coaching game, these kids, I mean, they are one step away from being children. You've got to develop them.
Shit, some of them still are.
Yeah, they're 18-year-olds. They don't know a fucking thing, and they've never played against this level of competition. They've never had these expectations on them. I mean, it's there's a lot to deal with, a lot more, I think, than dealing with full-grown men who already have the game down. You don't need to teach the game anymore at the NBA level.
Yeah.
You're more just strategizing and coming up with plays and keeping the guys disciplined.
You're somewhat in charge of substitutions and drawing up inbounds plays every once in a while. I mean, but realistically, I mean, the easiest job in the world is being LeBron's coach after he's fired the first one.
Yeah.
Because then you just got to sit there and listen to what he wants to do. I do have to make a correction from last episode, though. I was incorrect about Fred VanVleet. If Fred VanVleet wins the NBA Finals this year, there is actually 2 Wichita State Shockers that have already won NBA championships, and that is Cliff Livingston won it 91-92 with the Bulls, and then Dave Stallworth also won it with the Knicks. I totally was wrong.
I also have an embarrassing correction to make from several episodes ago.
What was what?
The Tacoma Stars.
Yeah.
That was not the fucking hockey team. That was that ridiculous MISL team that used to play the fucking Wings. The Wichita Wings, the fucking indoor soccer league team.
You got mad at me for that one, too.
Because I remembered so clearly the fucking Tacoma Stars. And
Minnesota North Stars.
They were the Minnesota North Stars, and I could have sworn they came from Tacoma. But God damn. A fucking soccer reference. I flogged myself at home.
You foot ferried
several times
that whole deal.
Oh,
but
I'm so embarrassed.
But anyways, back on where I was going to go. I really I don't know if I have the confidence in him this year. That's what I'm going to call. I'm going to go and say recruiting's not going to be a problem, but if he was an NBA coach, I'd have been much more comfortable. You're going to put him in a situation where now he has to develop players, and the reason why I think Penny Hardaway is doing such a great job is because for several years now he's been coaching AAU, younger players, development stuff with those kids, and now he's being a college coach because he's coaching the same kids.
Did Howard run basketball camps or anything like that?
That I don't know.
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he probably did.
I'm sure, but all I'm saying is he has not been tested to my knowledge.
But those camps are like a couple of weeks at a time.
Exactly.
You're basically their new dad.
Right.
When
you
recruit them. You've gone to their homes. You've told their parents,
right,
I'm going to watch out for them. I'm going to make sure they don't get in trouble.
Yep.
Because they're going to want to go out drinking and fucking and not doing their fucking homework and trying to cheat on tests. And they're going to do it. And if they wind up with somebody pregnant, mom and dad are coming to him going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We entrusted our kid with you.
Sure.
And plus... Now, I haven't looked on the bench with Hardaway. Is Little Penny with him?
No.
Because I could imagine, I mean, that's like having an assistant with you all the fucking time.
Yeah. I don't know.
That would be great.
With Chris Rock's voice.
Right.
Yes.
But, yeah. But, we'll see what happens, I guess. But the other thing I wanted to touch on, which we didn't get a chance to touch on last episode, was DeSouza. Derek?
What?
That was your whole go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got his eligibility back.
Yeah. Bullshit or not bullshit?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Did you hear why they appealed?
He missed a whole year. They said the punishment was too harsh.
Which is a bunch of shit.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I don't feel like you got to... maybe for the player, you can say it might be a little harsh, but for the school, you've got to do something. I think
the school's got to lose a scholarship.
The school needs to get something. Yeah, not
Thank
just
you.
the player. You need to punish the school because the school's the one that keeps offending.
Yes.
Right. So if
it keeps on coming from the same place.
Yes,
That's the point.
It's always third-party boosters, and
yeah.
is where the money keeps coming from.
This was actually from an Adidas rep.
I say it happens again, and they just
Well, that would be a third-party booster.
Yeah, I'm just telling you where it came from, and it was the amount of $2,500. So it's not like it was a shitload of money.
No,
but it was.
Preston got a car. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And Cliff Alexander got money, or his guardian got money.
Right.
So, and they also got busted, and like I said, that whole go fuck yourself. They got popped again, like in 06.
Sure.
Or 07, something like that. So, I mean, if it keeps coming from that, I think at what point do you look at the school and go, all right, you know what? No postseason play for you for 2 years.
Yeah, but it just always seems like they're never going to do that with KU.
Oh, it's because Syracuse got it.
Sure.
Syracuse got the death penalty for what, 2 years, was it?
I can't remember.
I don't know, but Syracuse didn't get the TV ratings and shit that KU
That
does.
KU gets. That's the
KU,
thing.
for some reason,
Well,
in
around
basketball
here.
has this... No, they've got a huge national following.
Yeah,
They're like 5th or 6th
There's a
most followed national team.
Yeah, there's like a fucking KU basketball bar in fucking Los Angeles, California that's packed for every KU game.
Oh, God, I'd want to hang myself.
I want to burn that fucker down.
Yeah.
But I mean, the fact
I'd go there.
the fact that all they got to do is appeal, and it's just like, oh, this punishment is too harsh, and then the NCAA doesn't do anything to the school, and then you have somebody
makes
like
it sound like that's okay.
yeah, exactly, and then you got somebody with Wichita State like Teddy Allen. Teddy Allen was a transfer from West Virginia that we didn't get to play last year. We appealed, I believe we appealed twice. I can't remember, but. The whole deal was we were coming straight from West Virginia, and Huggy Bear didn't like it, obviously, because Teddy's a good basketball player. Well, he had a relative die that lived in Omaha, Nebraska, and the whole story, which I don't know if I 100% believe, is because he moved out closer to his support group, basically what it was. And Wichita State gets denied twice. And it's just like, wow, that was really kind of harsh for the NCAA. But then you get some situation like this where KU repeatedly has kids that do the exact same thing. And it's just like, nah, well, it's KU.
Yeah.
And I think, like what Derek hit the nail on the head. I don't know, because we do have to keep in mind that this is a kid.
Yes.
I don't know that you punish the kid, but the school has to be held liable at some point.
100% agree.
Or else, and not just them, every school that does this shit. Because this happens all over the place, and it's horse shit.
Right.
It's why the same fucking 10 schools are in the top, 8 of the top 10 schools are always there every fucking year.
It's too much money in the sport anymore.
Yes.
I mean, imagine what the ratings of the NCAA tournament would be if you didn't have Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, Kentucky. If you didn't have those 4 or 5 teams in there because they were all suspended because of shit like this.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Nobody, I mean, I would watch, but there's a lot of people that, I mean, like you just said, if KU has that big of a following, you think they're going to give a shit about the tournament? All of a sudden you've got, say,
that's your cash
200,000 or 2 million people that aren't going to watch fucking games because...
That's your fucking cash cow. That's
And
the deal.
I wonder that a little bit with Juwan Howard. Is the NCAA going to be up his ass immediately with a microscope because, they got caught when he played of accepting cash and gifts from, the players directly. The players basically said, yeah, fuck the rules. We don't care. They were talking about, I think it was Weber talks about walking down the street. They could barely afford cheeseburgers from McDonald's. Walking by some sporting goods store, seeing their fucking jersey with their number on it. Didn't have their name on it, but had their number on it. Selling for $100.
Right.
And they couldn't keep them in the fucking store.
Right.
Meanwhile, they ain't getting shit out of that.
Yeah.
And the university's getting all that money.
Right. And I don't know.
And Weber probably could have gone direct to the NBA.
Probably.
Yeah.
But we would have missed the too many timeout deal.
Yes.
And that was great.
He was number 1 pick overall that year. And then Hardaway was number 2. And then they flipped Weber for Hardaway in that draft.
I'll be damned.
What about Grant Hill? Or was he the year before?
He was with Jason Kidd.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
a kid.
Same draft. They were co-rookies of the year.
And he went to the Pistons, didn't he?
Hill was Pistons,
That's what I
and Kidd was Mavericks.
God, I still remember those ugly fucking Pistons
Yeah,
jerseys.
but the Warriors actually drafted, or not Warriors. Let's see, Warriors ended up with Weber. They drafted, I think they drafted Hardaway,
I don't know.
and then flipped him to the Magic for Weber.
Oh, okay. I just remember the Detroit Pistons' gross, ugly, fucking green-ass jerseys.
Well, it wasn't the whole time he was there. It was the straight dark blue with the red, and then they switched. Wall Hill was still playing for him. Those were fucking hideous.
Fucking god awful.
And Jamal Mashburn, was he that year? I think he was that same year with,
I don't know.
because he
it
was
was
on that
93.
Kentucky team that Leitner hit the fucking buzzer beater.
Yeah, the Magic drafted Weber because the 92 they drafted Shaq at 1 overall, and then in 93 they had the number 1 pick again. They had like a real low chance of getting it, maybe like the Pelicans kind of.
Yeah.
And Golden State wanted Weber, and the Magic drafted Weber, but they wanted Hardaway, but they knew that they would draft Hardaway.
Yeah.
So they flipped Weber for Hardaway plus picks, and I believe as well.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, I did have one other thing NBA related to go over. There's articles starting to come about Anthony Davis, considering New Orleans Pelicans getting the first pick.
Staying?
No,
What?
they're shopping him now.
Oh, really?
They are listening to team deals right now. So there is a good possibility that Anthony Davis gone. Don't know necessarily where, but you kind of have to think of a couple of players that may be jumping ship to try to make super teams.
What I think, can you imagine if they were able to maybe flip him to Memphis? And then you have Zion Williamson as the number 1 pick, and then they get the number 2 pick and take John Morant.
That would
both
be
on the
fucking,
same team.
I would be a New
That
Orleans
would be
Pelicans fan.
That would be sick.
I would be pumped for that. But what I'm thinking, what I'm kind of trying to figure out what may or may not happen, I don't think Kevin Durant stays in Golden State, and I don't think Anthony Davis stays in New Orleans. There's a couple of other players that they could probably somehow swindle a deal and end up in fucking New York. And that may very well be a possibility. And the other thing is Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard right now is looking like he may bail out of Toronto.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a good friend of mine, and I was just like, where do you think these guys are going to end up? And he's like, you know what? All 3 of those guys, except for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis talks about his legacy. The other 2 guys really just don't give a shit. They just want to, it just depends on where they live.
Yeah.
And so New York would be perfect for KD, and Kawhi Leonard the same damn way. Maybe he goes to New York. I don't know.
Kawhi originally wanted to go to L.A.
Well, and
he could be a Clipper, too.
He could be a Clipper. He could end up being a fucking Laker with LeBron. And fuck, that suck. But that's a possibility too. So I did see that now New Orleans is shopping Anthony Davis, the unibrow.
I think that they would be very smart to get a solid outside shooter, because Williamson.
New Orleans.
New Orleans? Okay.
Because I with Williamson down there, they're going to have to double team him. Somebody's going to be open on the outside.
Yeah.
And if they can find somebody, Williamson might lead the league in assists.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, if you can pop it inside and then he pops it right back out once they
Wide
shift
fucking
down.
open.
Yeah, I mean, if you got somebody who's clutch from the outside.
All day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He could be the world's best decoy. Who knows?
Sure. But so yeah, that's the interesting stuff that I got for the NBA and basketball. So moving on, you got anything Major League Baseball related over there, Derek?
Yeah, Ben Zobrist.
What about him?
He's actually, they're saying now he may miss the entire season. He's getting a divorce.
Oh, damn.
So I guess they changed the IL to the DL, so they could, or the DL to the IL, so the DL could be the divorce list instead of the disabled list. Is my guess. I get missing a couple games.
Yeah.
But the whole season. Now I've heard, and I don't know if this is the case, that part of the reason that he's missing possibly the whole year is because he wants custody.
Okay.
And if he's gone all the time, it might affect his ability to parent. Obviously, you can't take your kids on the road to every game and everything
What are you
like
going
that.
to convince the judge that you won't be gone every day next year?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Well,
you're a baseball player.
it's the last year of his contract, so
Still,
he could retire next year.
I don't think so.
But the one good thing about it is it does free up some salary for the cash-strapped Cubs, apparently.
Okay.
So
I was going to say, doing that, they don't have to honor his contract.
No, so it could free up like $7 or $9 million in salary. So they could end up going for a guy like Kimbrel, because now the market for Kimbrel and Keuchel should heat up, because now there's no longer draft pick compensation. attached to either one of those guys now that it's after the draft because the MLB draft was yesterday. Mm-hmm. Or it started yesterday. So now it would have been if they would have signed him before the draft, since their respective teams made them a qualifying offer, that they would lose, anybody that signed them would lose a pick, a compensatory pick.
Huh, okay.
So now there's no draft pick attached to the guys, so I would expect both of those guys to sign soon. And if Chicago needs anything, it's pen help. So they may end up with Kimbrel. I think you can look at the Cubs, you can look at the Braves, and you can look at the Phillies. I think one of those three teams are going to end up with him, but how he doesn't end up in Chicago, especially with $7 or $9 million freed up like that, would be it would be a fucking it would amaze me if he didn't end up in Chicago.
Plus, they can add even more onto that if they want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they had to do the year they won the World Series when they had to go get Chapman. They needed a closer. They had no closer. Mm-hmm. And that's the only arm Madden trusted out of the pen at the end of the season.
Right.
Kimbrel was shaky last year, and I do think he's on the downslope of his career. I think he's on the downside. I mean, it's a little rocky watching him in the playoffs last year. I mean, he's got a weird fucking stance. He looks like a vulture getting ready to fucking... Yeah.
That's one of my favorite videos, though, whenever I think it was Boston was playing. It was definitely an away game, and he was looking in and he was doing his little thing that he does.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting ready to like karate kick Johnny from...
Yeah. And everybody that was behind home plate in the stands was doing it back at him. It was fucking great. I was like, good for you, fans.
Well, they say if do right, no can defense.
Yeah.
Which is not true, by the way. Having done some taekwondo, I can tell you that is called a jumping front kick, and it's one of the first things they will teach you, and it's one of the least effective kicks against any other martial artist. All you're doing is just holding your hands fucked up while you're standing and getting ready to do it.
I've got bad news. You should probably not do that against Rickles.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd probably get a straight right to the jaw.
I think so.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing that happened in Major League
really
was...
hope he doesn't take it easy on you either.
Yeah.
I hope he just goes full fucking bore, no headgear, no nothing.
Yeah. I don't think he should wear gloves.
Beats you into oblivion.
I got to lose a bet first, fuckers.
You know what I think should happen? I don't even think it should be in the ring. I think we should fucking go old school in his backyard.
Fuck yeah.
That's what we should
find
do.
his parents.
We'll sell tickets.
Concrete is
I wonder if they
fucking hurt.
I wonder if they still live in that house.
I don't know. Some poor
Don't tell the cops.
Some other poor kid's teeth are probably still on his garage floor.
He made a necklace out of those.
That's part of this caveman necklace.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah. The other thing that happened in baseball too, a couple things that we were talking about a little bit earlier was Walker Buehler.
Yes.
Pitcher for the Dodgers struck a guy out last night, and I think the guy looked at him. He struck him out looking on a nasty pitch.
Yeah.
And he looked at him, and I don't know if he said something or what, but Buehler turns and looks at him, and he says, "Don't look at me. Sit the fuck down." You can read his lips. The announcer actually read his lips and kind of bleeped out. He cut it. He self-bleeped himself, but yeah.
He filtered himself.
Yeah. You don't filter ESPN. Jesus fucking crime.
We pay for that. That's like a premium network. Who cares about the kids?
I know.
Yeah.
And all of our listeners are probably 12 to 16 anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they know what's going on.
That happened. We also had in baseball the guy for Houston.
He's in the minor league club for Houston, one of their top prospects.
Yeah, like the number 3 prospect on the team. He's fucking raking right now. He's already at like 20 home runs. He's intentional walked in 5 of his last 7 plate appearances. He's been intentionally walked. So one of his last trips up to the plate, he just said, fuck it, didn't even grab the bat and just trotted his ass down to first base because he knew he was going to get walked.
Right. Didn't the umpire kind of like try to stop him a little bit?
I think he kind of sent him because they were like, no,
it's okay. Go ahead.
Because Lord knows what Houston needs is another power hitter.
Yeah.
God damn.
The
They're already
biggest
playing a fucking tiny little stadium anyway with fucking 300-foot power alleys. I hate that.
And they've got like those 3 balconies or something like that come out to it. But if it hits the wall, it's gone, isn't it?
Well, if it hits over a certain height,
point on the wall.
But
okay.
The walls out there come to a straight point and straight away center field. So it's like 420 out to straight center field, but the power
420
alleys
friendly
right.
are nothing.
420 friendly, that's right.
the big thing too, I think it was in Houston actually, was the foul ball.
What foul
that
ball?
Almora smacked that hit the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Almora hit that foul
That
ball
happened-
and felt terrible.
He did, and I felt, and I'm being a Cardinal fan. Yes, I hate the Chicago Cubs, but it was the Cubs player, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Almora.
That's what I thought. But
Albert Almora. Yeah,
I felt so bad for the guy. He did everything. He did the right.
I think he
thing.
I think he ended up in tears when
He was.
Yeah.
He was definitely crying his ass off.
Any time that a ball that they hits anybody, whether it's a player or a fan, I've never seen it where they stay in the game. They always come out. It's very mentally distressing for them.
Right.
I think 2014, I think it was, Eric Hosmer playing the Tampa Bay Rays hit a screaming line drive, hit the pitcher right in the fucking side of the head, right in the temple, hit him so hard that the ball came back to the catcher, and the catcher had plenty of time to throw him out at first.
Jesus
And
Christ.
I immediately texted my brother because we were both watching. I said, I think Hosmer just killed a guy. Hosmer was one of the reasons he got thrown out so easily was because he was like
He was
looking
probably
back and
staring
forth.
down, yeah.
Well, wasn't
Yeah.
staring, but like,
What are we gonna do here?
Yeah,
somebody get somebody.
he's trying to text my brother saying I just killed a guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have his phone and honestly, it would not have surprised. I mean, the guy wound up. I mean, he went to the hospital and was in there for a couple of weeks with concussion shit. But it wouldn't have surprised me if it would have killed him because it came back.
It's
well
happened.
over like 120 mile an hour.
Yeah,
exit
it's
velocity.
happened before. It's not something that's never happened.
So now the big
I
discussion
haven't
is
seen anybody lately that's been killed by it, but
The last time
you can really fuck somebody up.
Well, the last time I saw, I knew that it happened was back whenever I was playing. Maybe it was just after I got outside of college ball, and it actually happened during the high school game, and it was a comebacker just like that from an aluminum bat, which is, these are high school kids, but it's going way faster off of an aluminum bat, and it hit him right in the head and killed him.
Really, wow.
Yeah.
wow.
And that's, I know that people say that those nets down there for the fans obstruct the view. Not that much.
No, you can get over it.
Yeah. A couple of years ago for Boston, somebody had the bat fly out of their hands and hit a kid in the stadium, which, the story went up on social media. That's what got the nets
Extended out.
Yeah.
down past the first base. I think every stadium does that now.
Yeah, they're all that.
Um, But what was, I don't know what was better, that they did that or reading the fucking trolls when people posted the story on Facebook. Just people just being assholes. What a horrible mother taking their child to a baseball game.
I was one of those guys.
Yeah. I mean, just saying shit to be saying it. I mean, they weren't even trying to act like it was a serious comment. Just, what kind of a parent takes their kid to a dangerous place like a baseball game?
Here's my thing though, like such far as the netting goes, and we may disagree a little bit on here, because I do like that baseball is pretty much the only sport where you can go to the game and leave with a souvenir without spending any extra money.
Yep.
I think it's, and now granted, some foul balls are more dangerous than others. I mean, the pop flies and whatnot, those are a little bit easier than those screamers, and they're scary.
Yeah.
But at what point too do you realize as a parent buying those tickets?
Yes.
That, hey, maybe I shouldn't sit this like right down here. I know I like to sit here, but my kid could get fucking smacked.
Sure.
And it's probably not a good idea. Now, how do you combat that? I don't know. Maybe put, as you're clicking the ticket, because everything's digital anymore, as you're buying the tickets online, before you buy it, maybe have a window prompt saying, hey, dangerous area for foul balls. I mean, I know they want to extend the netting, but if they extend the netting, it's going to take away what I really want to see happen more than anything ever at a Major League Baseball park. And that is when, like, a couple of girls stand up with their back to the field and start taking selfies, and then one of them gets smacked in the back of the head with one of those fucking screamers.
We'd all love to see that.
I want to see that more than anything else in the world. I like when they're taking a picture of their hot dog and then just a ball just right in the fucking eye. Like, that's what I want.
Yes.
I know I'm a cold-hearted son of a bitch, but I cannot stand that.
It drives me nuts too.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
the
if
game
that's what
I went
you're gonna
to.
do, why do you have those tickets, you cunt?
Not only that, it's always the stupid fucking girls that are in front of us.
Yes, it
Yeah.
did. It happened to me in Texas. I had the fucking
Happened to
and
me
it was
and you.
it was a
Everything's
family.
bigger and better in Texas. We all know
and
that.
granted, it was a family, but it was the fucking mom making their kids stand up in that screaming foul ball section right there. I
Yeah.
was like 10 rows up or 8 rows. I don't even know if I was that far up. And the mom is like, "Hey, all right," and their backs are all turned, and she's making them all pose for pictures. Here, pose for one with your giant ass chicken finger. Oh no, hang on, make this face. Now do one of these, and I'm just hoping a foul ball just.
Yeah, smacked her.
Yeah, and I didn't care who it hit. I didn't care.
Bus could have came through and ran
you're
over
not,
all of them.
If you're not a fan of what's going on the field, why do you have front row tickets?
Yes.
That is such horse shit that they would give those to fans. There should be a test for that.
Yes.
But
You got to fill out a fucking
know-
questionnaire before you can buy these tickets,
Yeah.
please.
Royals announcer Ryan Lefevre, he's their play-by-play guy for TV and sometimes does radio too, but that's not important. He was talking about one game that it was a national televised game, so the local crew had the day off, and so he went and watched the game from down in the dugout suite. And they didn't have nets up at that time, and there were guys in there who just were not paying any attention, and a fucking screaming foul ball hit the wall right in between their heads. And why do you have dugout suite tickets and you're not watching the game, you fuck?
Yes. Yes.
We've
with
looked
you.
into the prices of those. It is ridiculously expensive.
It was $7,000 for a premium game for the Royals dugout suite.
Yeah.
That was
Jesus
last
Christ.
year. It was
It's
$7,000.
however many people you can fit in there, right?
15 to 20.
Okay, yeah. How
Yeah.
many you can
That-
fit in there?
yeah,
Probably
pretty
me
much.
and you, 15.
Yeah.
But you know,
Especially me in this shirt.
But the biggest thing is
that's
that
for a game.
it's not like you don't got a break in between innings to take your fucking selfie.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, why do you have to do it during the fucking
at-bat.
game?
Yeah.
There's somebody up at the plate, and I want to watch the game, and you're being inconsiderate little fucks and blocking it from me. I'm here to
Yeah.
watch a game.
You got a
You're
right-handed
ruining it.
hitter, and you're sitting down the first baseline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 'cause
He's
that's-
late on one fastball.
Yeah.
And good night.
Good night. Yeah, that's the death zone. The death zone is directly over the dugouts down the line.
So for the kids, I would say, like I understand. Like I said, I understand the argument, but I think that some of that falls. And I'm probably going to get chastised for it, but some of it falls on the parents because that is.
I don't think you
know
should.
that you know
I
that's a
think you're
dangerous
right.
area. You do, and I
you
know
should anyway.
Yeah,
Right, but there's
uh,
stupid fucking people that have kids.
There's plenty of great seats to sit. There's the loge area. I know in Kaufman, that's a great spot to sit. You can sit back underneath the overhang. That way your kid's not out there baking in the fucking sun when it's 110 degrees out in the middle of July.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other seats to sit. And I don't know. I mean, as a parent, as I'm not a parent, and that's probably why I'm fucking,
Yeah,
a
me
little
and you
more
both.
cold-hearted. But
Yeah, I'm with you.
I would think you would want to protect your kid at all costs. And so, and
Right.
anymore, I mean, fuck, they make kids wear helmets on bicycles for fuck's sakes.
Right.
If I ever had a kid, I'd shove him down for wearing that
wearing
fucking
that
helmet.
helmet?
Yeah.
Now, and that is, I know it can look silly or childish or whatever, but I would recommend anybody, if you've ever got seats in that lower level down the first or third base line, take your fucking glove.
Yeah.
exactly.
Fuck, take a helmet.
That's what we were taught as kids, though, was to take your fucking
Yeah,
glove
because
for
there
that
may be a
goddamn
fly
reason.
ball coming your way.
And I don't.
There's no place in the stadium that the ball can't get to on a foul ball. I
Yeah.
mean, major leaguers can foul it to anywhere.
They've landed in the press box.
Sure, but I don't really mean to be super cynical about this, but did the kid die?
No.
Okay,
He's
she just
fine.
made. She's now friends with a fucking Chicago Cub baseball player for life.
Fuck, I'd take that.
She's getting season
She's
tickets
fucked
for
that
fucking
guy up for
ever.
life.
Exactly.
I'm going to blame that girl for fucking Elmore up.
Yeah, watch his batting average
Psychologically.
drop.
Yep.
But
Yeah, he's going to
there's
get the
be,
yips and
That retard's going to be in the very front row with a helmet from here on out. I guarantee it. Anyway,
and I think you can legally call her a retard because she probably is by now. She took a fucking line drive to the head.
exactly why. That's exactly why.
Their skulls are still soft at that age.
Yeah, I know. They got a little bit more, bounce
Bounce back.
bounce back.
And they
off
weren't
of
that smart to begin with.
it. Yeah, speaking of bouncing shit,
I don't
off-
know. Maybe if you catch the foul ball, do you just throw the kid back? Like instead of like throw the home run back? It's like, fuck it, I don't want the kid.
Oh, and I bet you she did. I bet you she got that ball. It was signed. She
Oh,
now
yeah.
has all kinds of cool shit. I mean,
Yeah, her wheelchair is probably autographed by the whole team now.
You got to be careful with that shit. Who was it? The guy
what
that
the hell? You know that, right?
the guy that
I'd take a team
got-
signed wheelchair.
To go to hell? You bet.
Who was it? Was it Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit or his 500? No, he didn't have 500 home runs. I don't. It was some fucking very milestone ball that a fan had that Jeter. I mean, the Yankees organization gave him luxury box tickets for the rest of the season,
Right.
and all kinds of signed merchandise and all that shit. Well, that shit has cash value and got fucking taxed on all of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Way more than he can afford.
The Bonds guy that caught Bonds' 800th home run.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Yeah. Then he ended up donating to he said he was going to donate to the Hall of Fame, but he wanted an asterisk branded on it.
Asterisk branded on it, and it is now in Cooperstown. And guess what?
Has the asterisk.
You got
Did he donate it, or is it just on loan?
No, I think with the asterisk, I think that's his. I think that's museums now.
Museums, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But oh well.
Yeah, they'll tax
As well,
the,
it should be.
They'll tax the shit. They tax. I've heard they tax the gold medals if you win a gold medal in the Olympics.
Well, the
You come
ball
back and you
itself
get-
was free, and until you sell it, but once you're given merchandise as gifts, then the gift has
Gift tax.
cash value to it. Because the ball itself, until it gets verified and everything, is still just a ball, and you weren't given it. You were lucky enough to catch it, which that's the rule in a baseball field. If you catch the foul ball, it's yours, or the
That
home
was
run ball
the-
or whatever.
That was the big fight over Pujols was just this year. Was it a 600th home run? I think, or something. And the guy caught it,
Who gives a shit?
or 3,000th
ain't-
RBI. It was a
he ain't-
3,000th RBI, I think is what it was. And the
ain't-
guy caught it and didn't want to. He was a Tiger fan. He just so happened to end up going to the game. They weren't going to go. It was supposed to rain, and then they were like, fuck it, we'll go. And they went, and they showed up, and like 15 minutes after they showed up, Pujols hits that one in the seats, and then the fan didn't want to give it back. And he said that the stadium pressured the shit out of him to give it. And he said, no, no. And so he went home that day, and then the next day they offered him, I think, an autographed ball was the second offer. The first one was like a real low ball offer. The second was an autographed ball. And then the third one was a chance to meet Pujols and get a jersey and a ball. And he was like, I'm keeping it. I want to keep it. And the next day, I think, and Pujols even said, let him keep it. I don't care anymore. Just let him keep it. And then the next day, I think he said, I want to do the right. Oh, he can have it. But he was like, just give me a minute to fucking process it.
Sure.
And the MLB was like, we're not going to authenticate it. We can't authenticate it. We're not going to do that. It's not going to be worth anything. And at that point, he was like, fine, don't authenticate the fucking thing. I know what it is. Like,
Yeah, they've got authenticators
On-site.
stationed all around stadiums that'll come down and
When big moments are getting ready to
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
well, and they sell those things too. I mean, you can go
Yes.
into any stadium and go get a game used ball, and it'll tell you from what pitch or what
Yeah.
inning, what batter, who threw the pitch.
was it a hit, a foul ball?
Yeah.
Did it just because I always used to think because every time the ball would like a pitch would hit the dirt, they would fucking toss it over to the dugout, and I'm like, God damn, they got to go through $1 million worth of balls a game. No, they're selling that shit at the fucking gift shop. They're taking that $2 ball and they're selling it for $50 at the fucking
Yeah.
at
I
the
don't-
gift shop.
They're
And-
100 at Wrigley.
well, it
because
depends
that's
on
fucking
whose
Wrigley.
it is, and stadium prices they're always reasonable on shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, for what it's worth, I mean, you Chicago Cubs fans are dumb enough to pay that much for a ball. You can buy the same goddamn ball in St. Louis for like $35.
That's because it's fucking worthless in St. Louis.
And
That would be why.
see, here's
No.
the thing is,
we just won't.
in the 50s, I believe it was the owner of the Washington Senators.
Okay.
Uh,
You got that team
Who-
name right.
Washington
was-
Senate.
yes.
Who owns him now? What is it? Is it OPEC? Just kidding.
I believe that version of them became the
Montreal Expos.
No, the
Oh, no.
Texas Rangers. One became the Rangers, one became the Twins.
Sorry, yeah, I'm mixing them up. Montreal Expos came to Washington.
Washington
Nationals,
Nationals.
yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
But this incarnation of the Washington Senators, I believe, went on to become the Texas
I
Rangers.
think it's the Rangers.
And then the second incarnation of the Washington Senators became the Minnesota Twins. Anyways, the owner of that team was particularly picky and stingy and was pissed off that they were going through balls so fast that they were, any little scuff on there that he is the reason, posed the rule, and he is the reason why they were only allowed to have 18 inches of pine tar on the bats was because he thought they were dirtying up balls too fast.
Twins. Sorry.
The first incarnation became the Twins.
1901, 1960, and now
Okay.
they're the Twins.
Wow. Anyway,
But
so that motherfucker fucked with George Brett.
so that's the whole reason behind the George Brett pine tar thing was to save money on baseballs.
That's the dumbest fucking rule. In the
Well, if you think about it, if you make
Baseball
contact,
Association.
if you make contact with a ball on a part that has pine tar on it, it's going to deaden the
gonna
swing.
yeah,
so
it's
it
not
doesn't
going
help
anywhere.
anything out.
No.
It was to keep the balls cleaner longer.
Oh, that's the dumbest fucking rule. Get rid of it.
Well, they did.
Okay.
Now you can put as much pine tar on as you want. So George Brett did. He would put it all the fucking way up the neck.
Good for him, because
Well, they
it's a
nailed,
stupid fucking rule.
They nailed Molina for pine tar on his helmet a year or two ago, though.
For what? For putting too much on there?
He had it on his helmet, and then it was sticking to his jersey, and he was putting it. It was ending up on the ball. I think it was Yadi Molina.
Oh yeah, that was Yadi Molina, because he got on his helmet and then he got on his chest protector as a catcher,
And it looked like he
bounced,
was- yeah.
and it bounced off the ground and it stuck to his chest protector.
I can see where that does. And the pitchers, then they use it to get a little
They
fucking
get a little,
extra.
yeah, they get a little bit more of a grip on it,
it is
a
sticky
little bit
shit.
more of a break.
That's because Cardinals fucking cheat. Just
Which-
ask the
Shut the
Astros.
fuck up.
Which, thank God for Hawk Harrelson, because he invented batting gloves.
You're just pissed because we have more World Series championships than you do. So
Yeah,
you can't talk.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, championships. Okay,
Scott.
fuck off.
Scotty G.
Anyway, while we're on baseball, how about Eric Wedge, motherfuckers? Way to call
Yes.
that shit.
Yeah, it's
Good looking out, Wichita State.
Well,
Thanks
we
for
had
listening to the show.
We had a 1 and 3
appreciate it.
shot.
1 and
Yeah.
4.
4, okay.
1 and 4 shot. And we said we wanted Eric Wedge. If
I
they
wanted
could get
Air
him.
Bud, but
Yeah.
He seemed like the most logical choice.
Air Bud?
Yeah, his signals
Yes.
would be shit, though.
Jesus Christ. If he wasn't dead,
Air Bud would have been fucking amazing.
sure would have. Thank God we're getting all those Buddies movies in the
Right.
spirit of those are supposed to be his kids, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't watch
That makes
the
more
movies.
sense. But
I
yeah,
just get kids to my house to watch them.
so literally 24 hours after we did the episode last week, Wichita State's announced that Eric Wedge is going to be the new head coach for Wichita State baseball, which is awesome because all three of us, that's who we would have taken first. That's who we would have all
I
picked.
I like it. I like
That's
it
the
very
best
much.
one out of the mix.
Yeah, I think that's a great hire.
And I don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the staff. I think Pelfrey's going to stay, right?
That's what I've heard.
But I don't know if the other options that they were considering would maybe come on and be the assistant coach. And I don't necessarily mean Kevin Hooper. Kevin Hooper, I believe, is actually with
He's
a
in the
profession.
majors.
He's in the
Yeah.
major leagues right now, which is what he wants.
Yeah, if I'm him, I stick with.
I stick with where I'm at.
Yeah,
And I don't know that they necessarily want to put a who's who of Wichita State All-Stars together.
I don't
because
either.
then they're going to become the show rather than the fucking game.
exactly.
Well, it'd be. I would agree with you if it wasn't somebody who's a brilliant mind. Which right
You'll
now,
agree with me anyway.
Nah.
right.
Shut up. But I like the idea of going after Mark Stanford. I love that idea. I know you don't know a whole lot about him, but he was literally one of the best hitters at Wichita State of all time, and he is an excellent coach. And he coached me. And
he's a terrible coach.
No,
Look,
he-
boy, you're doing real well for
fucker,
yourself, Scott.
I was 5'7" and I was first team All State in 06. Fuck off.
Yeah, well, I happen to know somebody who was in 1984 Cayman County T-ball Defensive Player of the Year.
Cool.
Yeah,
Participation trophy or
No, he just listed what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
I know, but did it look
were
like
you
all the
listening?
other
You-
awards?
No,
okay.
I didn't just participate. I dominated.
Oh my god.
you should have seen him flash the leather. It was
Jesus
fucking
Christ,
incredible.
I was like a fucking gazelle out there.
All right, challenge.
All right.
Challenge.
Okay, if we can go get my 7-year-old self to come fuck you up, because he could.
Yeah.
He was a bad motherfucker.
He was.
And he fought dirty.
Well, okay. So did I.
Guarantee.
We just wanted to kick the shit out of the team we were playing against, just beat the fuck out of them, not just beat them in baseball. But
Probably because you weren't good at baseball.
no, we were excellent at baseball.
Sure.
Anywho, okay, so let's end with some boxing. We had some boxing over the weekend, didn't?
Yeah, my wife got a little mouthy, and I beat the shit out of her.
There you go.
Yeah, so now I am 9-0 in our house.
That's fucking surprising.
I am 9-0.
You
Granted,
gotta
she will say one of those was a technicality because it was a shove down the stairs.
Yeah,
But I am 9-0.
yeah,
Right, but she couldn't continue, and quite frankly, I thought she was due. I had money on her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think she's actually been disqualified all 9 times for beating the shit out of him with an actual inanimate object, and so that's instant DQ right there. That's how Derek wins.
Okay.
She's never hit me with your dildo.
No,
Not once.
But he did. Oddly enough, she did whack him with your sister's peg leg,
Yeah.
which smells like your dildo
It does.
and Splinter's worse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. Fucking
Yeah.
peg leg. Okay.
Yeah, it smells like an old man steam room.
If anybody's trying to picture it, it is an old pirate style peg leg.
Yes.
Oh shit.
You can always hear her coming. She lost her sneak stage a long time ago. Oh, yeah. She's not sneaking up on anybody.
Oh god damn it.
One time she got drunk and lost it. We used a hockey stick to sub in.
Yeah. She actually put a horseshoe on the bottom of it at one point just because it had ground down and she wanted to level it out. She was like an uneven table.
Oh Jesus Christ. Y'all suck. Anyways, boxing. Andy Ruiz Jr. and the Anthony Joshua fight. We got to see the highlights. I'm not a boxing fan anymore. I'm an MMA guy. I like UFC. I love Bellator. That's my shit. So there was a big, huge boxing championship that I guess all of the titles, because I listened to the guy ramble off like the...
I think Deontay Wilder has some titles too.
Oh, good
in
for
the heavyweight division.
Good for fucking... Here's why I hate boxing. This is why I hate boxing.
Because there's a bunch of titles.
There's too many fucking titles for the same goddamn weight class.
You want to challenge me for my title? You want to shot the title, Scott?
No, you are the dick-sucking champion forever, Derek.
Ooh, good one, Scotty.
I'm sorry.
God, I got burned.
Damn,
Whatever.
That was,
Do you have any aloe vera?
No, that's a good fucking title to hold, and I just don't want to challenge it at that. But anyway, he'd rattled off 6 belts that guy won from the upset. That Andrew Ruiz Jr. won.
That'd be funny if he only won one of the belts.
that actually does happen sometimes because
They don't put certain belts
the
up.
WBO or the WBA does not acknowledge this guy as a legitimate number one
Right.
contender, and so they say that this is not for the title. This is not who we would have chosen for our fight. I believe, did it happen with who was it that beat after Evander Holyfield beat Buster Douglas, and then I believe it was Riddick Bowe.
Bo was champion after Holyfield, I think.
Yeah, and the WBO did not acknowledge him. He was not their number one contender, and they didn't feel he should have been in that fight. So while they did acknowledge that Holyfield was no longer their champion, they did not acknowledge him as their champion. So there's a famous press conference of him taking that belt and throwing it in a trash can.
That's fucking retarded.
Which, yes,
fucking
and these
retarded.
boxing organizations are known for being so corrupt.
How are those belts going to hold your pants up anyway?
They don't.
Right.
You can't get belt loops that big.
Yeah, but,
Fuck you.
but
Yeah.
I mean, I'd want
Fuck
it.
you and
I don't
everybody
know.
who looks like you.
You
I
can
would
at
totally
Casual
want a belt.
Mail.
Okay. Is
Casual Mail, you can get really big belts.
well, Duluth Trading Company, I bet you they got.
They got some real big belt loops. There you go.
You tired of walking around with these skinny little sissy belts? Get yourself one with a fucking buckle on it the size of your head.
It'll look like you want a rodeo of ass kicking.
But yeah, okay. So anyway,
Anyway.
you have the tail of the tape, Scott.
Yes,
Read it. Let's
Fuck
hammer it
you
down.
again. Anyways, Andy Ruiz Jr., 6'2", 268 pounds. Let's
And I
see.
really think they're stretching that 6'2". I would call him 6 foot at best.
After the fight.
I thought they were stretching at 268.
Well-
I'd call him 280.
well,
At least.
during the fight, probably.
Yeah.
And then Anthony Joshua, 6'6", 227 pounds. That guy was 22-0 with 21 knockouts. And I believe Andrew Ruiz was actually a stand-in fight.
Yeah.
So whoever
last-minute replacement.
last-minute replacement to come in and fight a guy that they said was like one of the best knockout artists, since Mike Tyson.
But yeah, between him and I know you said fuck him, but between him and Deontay Wilder, both those guys. I mean, yeah.
I don't care. There's too many goddamn championships, and I just can't.
I'm just
follow
saying those are
anymore.
both fucking great knockout artists.
Sure,
But this Ruiz guy, what that little tub of shit running around the ring. I mean,
Oh, God.
that guy had more energy. I would have never. I thought he'd be gassed by the end of the first.
I did too.
It's very clearly a situation where Joshua had prepared for a different type of fighter altogether. And there's a big difference. A lot of people, they look at their physique. There's a big difference between functional muscle and show off muscle. And a lot of times, the ripped physique. Well, we saw it. What's that show on? It was on Spike, I think, where you could get a contract for the UFC.
Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah. Ultimate Fighter Championship. That Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner.
Well, there
the
was
best
that
fight of all time.
Yeah, that's actually one of the best MMA fights I've ever seen.
Right.
But, no, I'm talking about what's his name, Big Country.
Oh, Big Country Nelson
and Kimbo Slice. If you're just looking at the two of those fuckers, you'd think Kimbo's gonna fucking kill him.
Yep.
Fucking fat fuck. But clearly Roy Nelson has the fucking technique. He's the more experienced actual fighter. The take down the ground and pound shit, and the weight and the functional muscle versus the show off muscle. I mean, clearly Kimbo can go in and whip some street punk's ass.
Sure.
We saw that on YouTube 1,000 times.
Right.
But against guys who know what they're doing,
and at that,
and some of the, not necessarily the top ranked boxers, but especially in the heavyweight class, most heavyweight professional boxers can knock anybody out.
Yeah.
They have that punching power.
Right.
And, this was a guy who, Joshua clearly had the reach on him if he would have boxed him.
Yeah.
But it's like he wanted to stand there and slug with him. And this guy has
He came to fucking brawl.
Well, yeah, and he's clearly got a chin.
sure, he
And
went down.
nothing- and
He went
nothing to
down.
lose.
He did, and he got knocked down from a fucking solid shot to the jaw, and he wasn't even dazed.
No, he went
He
down
got
round
right
3.
back up.
And knocked the guy down two times
Two
in
times in the same round. He got
Mm-hmm.
knocked down first in round 3, and then in round 3 later, he knocked out Joshua twice, or knocked down Joshua twice.
And then and then TKO'd him in 7th.
And in the 7th. So he got knocked down. Joshua got knocked down a total of 4 times in
Yeah.
that fight.
But they're going to have a rematch, and I guarantee you Joshua just whaps the
Probably
fucking
just
floor.
mops the
It's
floor with him,
probably not going to make it past the second round.
And he'll get all 6 of his fucking titles back.
Yeah, they said November, December, maybe in Joshua's home, which is in the UK.
Which makes perfect sense because, champions always have to go and fight away.
So
Being
but that's-
sarcastic. But.
well,
Yeah.
that is the world champion. They can go anywhere.
Yeah, but normally the champ fights on their home turf. That's normally the way it works.
I don't know. Rocky beat Dolph Lundgren in
Russia.
He beat Drago in Russia.
He was always the super underdog, though, in every fight he was in.
Well, that's what Andy Ruiz is going to be. He's going to be the super underdog, even though he's the champion.
Good point, sir. Good point. Very well thought.
Yeah, Rocky was the champ in that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Here's
right.
what really pisses me off about that. You remember Paulie getting all pissed off in Rocky 4 about there's no TV? What about the Rose Bowl game? Mm-hmm. Fight was set for December 25th. Rose Bowl's on January 1st, you fat fuck. Fuck you and your stupid sister, Paulie. She's the one fucking him up in the head.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Paulie. All right, man. That's all I got, unless you guys got anything else.
I got more to say about Paulie.
What do you got?
Nothing.
Oh.
I've got a show this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thursday and Friday, I'll be at the Looney Boon. The Looney Boon.
Looney Boon.
Yeah.
Gotta
No,
It's right next to the Looney Bin.
yeah.
It's really odd named.
Yeah, there
Really
you go.
unoriginal.
No, but I'll be at the Looney Bin on Thursday and Friday, 8 o'clock on Thursday and 8 and 10:30 on Friday.
Do you know the dates? Thursday the...
It'd be Thursday the something, and then Friday the otherth. It'd be Thursday the 6th, Friday the 7th of June.
Okay. And then, Jeremy, you got one.
Well, I do. And can I give another plug for this
Fuck
weekend?
yeah, you bet.
Derby, Kansas is having their barbecue fest. And my buddy Dave Gray and his band Paramount are going to be playing. I believe they start at 7 o'clock on Saturday night. It's the 7th, I believe.
Okay.
And don't go to Derek's fucking show. Go.
Whatever, I'm gonna be all hyped up on Strike Force. You're
There
gonna
you
want
go.
to see that.
Absolutely.
Fuck
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Yeah, go to see Derek because they're going to be going till 10. But they are, they're a great 80s cover band. If you like 80s rock music, check them out. They're fucking amazing. Hyde Park in Derby, Kansas. And then the
26th.
June the 26th, it's on a Wednesday night, the night of Too Many Jeremys. Myself, Jeremy Rush, Jeremy Ritchie, and Jeremy Westbrook.
Westbrook. Yeah, very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Very funny guy out of Oklahoma City. I've seen some of his stuff on the YouTubes now. I went on the internets and looked at some of that
Found your
interwebs. Yes. He kind of looks like that guy. He's got a beard like that. But would love to have everybody out. It's going to be a live taping show. Please come out and support local comedy and be a part of a historic night of too many Jeremys. See which one we need to get rid of.
Whatever. All right. And then
I'm
obviously
getting voted off the island.
No, whatever. And then obviously we got Strike Force. How are we going to take our Strike Force this episode?
Well, I'm guessing
Injection?
Anthony Ruiz.
Oh.
Fucking, I bet you he just ate it.
I'm going to put it on a Twinkie.
On a sandwich.
Yeah.
On a Twinkie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not creative. I want something more creative than that.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Okay,
okay.
I'm going to need some fucking energy because I got to buy shit in bulk.
Okay.
At Costco.
Okay.
I mean, I'm going to be going fucking rampant in that place because that's $60 a year.
Right.
Remember, I mean, I'm paying it in installments, but still, I don't want to put that money to waste. So I need to just fucking energy. What can I take?
StrikeForceEnergy.com. It's an excellent product.
I'm going to take a website for fuck's sake.
Yeah, check it. Well, the product that they sell at StrikeForceEnergy.com, which is
That's where
Strike
we get
Force.
it. It's
Yeah.
just Strike Force is
Right.
the name of the shit.
Right.
What's it taste like, Derek?
It tastes like freedom.
Damn right it does.
Goddamn right. Tastes like grape, orange, lemon, and Nick Foles.
Yes.
Yeah. / original, which is fruit punch.
Word has it, my wife's going to be taking that to try and train up for our next fight. So
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, you might want to start injecting it.
I was going to mainline it into the big vein of my penis.
There you go.
I had heard that you were a little pissed about that.
That makes
'cause
it
she
bigger.
doesn't take anything in the butt. And but she's going to be butt chugging Strike Force.
Yeah.
If you do main vein the penis, it actually that helps with growth.
Well, I'm sure you
You're
would know
gonna
that,
need it.
Scotty.
No,
I'm
was
sure
not,
you
not
would know
me.
that.
No,
Scotty's been experimenting on himself and his
no.
dog.
The 5'7", slightly overweight guy has a huge penis / small penis.
Jeremy, you're 5'7". That's fucking awesome.
And slightly overweight? What the fuck? I'm a step away out of fucking being morbidly obese.
Oh god. Anyway, check them out at StrikeForceEnergy.com. It's a great product. It's an additive for an energy drink. You take a bottle of water, pour the little packet into the bottle of water, shake it up, and it is the equivalent of it has an equivalent of caffeine of a regular cup of coffee. It has no sugar, no calories, and it is a very good product. I've tried it. A lot of my military friends swear by it and have for years. So check them out at StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use the promo code No More Cans and get 20% off your entire order. So
And if you slam the whole thing, it's called a freedom chug.
there you go.
Okay,
Freedom
now,
chug that shit.
I know that we've got butt chug is out of the running for the promo code on that. I wonder if we could get it changed to peg leg.
Peg leg. Maybe that one.
Pegging leg.
I think the promo code butt chug was just a little bit uncomfortable for somebody else and not us.
Yeah, I get why they didn't want it.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's
making
a
sure.
very smart business move on their part. But peg leg, there's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, that's all I got. Unless you guys got anything else.
I got nothing, dude.
Sweet.
I'm fresh out.
I'm fresh out too. Well, guys, do us a favor. Check us out at the Unfiltered Sportscast on Facebook. We're on Instagram, which is also the Unfiltered Sportscast. Twitter, we are at Unfiltered Crew. I got it right this time, motherfuckers. And then
you can
any
leave
other-
that last part
aggressive.
off, though. It's
Yeah.
just at Unfiltered.
at
Crew.
Unfiltered Crew.
That's aggressive, Scotty.
I know.
I like it.
Yeah. And then YouTube, we are Unfiltered Sportscast. That's where you can find us. Do us a favor. Tell everybody you can. It means a lot to us. I know it's a very adult show, but we're getting a lot of compliments from our listeners. The Facebook page is kind of starting to take off a little bit more.
Bring your actually, if you bring your kids down to the ball game and sit around first base, just put some headphones on them, have them listen to this.
There you go.
Have them take selfies. Give them your phone.
Yeah.
Have them play on that.
But a huge shout out to those that are coming over from the Shocker Faithful, because we did start sharing a couple of memes on their Facebook group that they have that are a whole bunch of Shocker fans that are starting to check the web page out as well, or the Facebook page out. So welcome to them. This is our show, and we love doing it. So, but do tell your friends, tell your family if you love us, but if you hate us,
Tell your enemies.
and until next time, guys,
Take that filter off and make it dirty.
we'll see you. Take care.